Very good morning, my dear student. So as we are doing the iterative program, as we are making the different pattern of iterative program, in this particular iterative program what we have today, that with a for loop, let us see the particular program. That means we will going to give some condition, and based on the condition we will need to execute the loop. Let us see how the loop will going to be executed and what are the output that we will going to derive from those different program. Let us start our today's session. So now see the first program. What is the first program? First program is iteration. Iterations to print the first 10 numbers in a reverse order. So when we need to print it into the reverse order, how to print it? See here that what has been done for x in range 10, then 0, then minus 1. Okay, 10, 0 and minus 1. What does this 10, 0 and minus 1 refers for? That means this is an x range that has been selected. X range will started from 10. After it start from 10, it will go up to 0. Okay, the thing will go up to 0, and as we find this particular thing is there, this is the availability of the structures, this is the availability of the part that we can find, that we are using. What we find it, that those the particular structure, those the particular pattern that we can see here, that in each and every pattern we cannot have data, we cannot make the data in the form that we are implementing it. Fine. So as we are implementing these particular structures, as we are implementing those particular area, those the area what we see, those the area what we find, that when we are having those particular area format, when we are making those area format, each and every area format what we are having, we are making the structures, and we are calling these particular structures to be worked with. Yeah, so as we are finding those the structures to be worked with, that this the file that we are having, this the particular pattern that we are adapting it here. In this pattern what we have some values to be worked, and those the value what we find that the value will going to work here. Each and every value, each and every part of this particular value will going to take it. That means first it will take a 10, after it will going to take a 10, then it will going to come to the next position. That means what it has given, minus 1. So from minus 1, then it will going to go to the next part. So similarly in this particular area, or in this particular font, what we have, that we have a different type of variables, and we are using those different patterns of the variables, isn't it? So as we are having those different types of variables, or we are having the different patterns of variables, so each of this particular variable that we find, that will going to work here, that will going to make the particular structures to be working with, or to be affected with. So we can work on this particular area, or particular structures where we are having the particular number. Okay, so as we are having this particular number, in this particular number phenomenon, we are constructing it. We are taking one value each, and as it is been subtracted 1 from there, we can find it that this the particular number as we are constructing, and we are taking from here that 1 each of the value will going to deduct, and it will go in a reverse pattern. Okay, the thing will go in a reverse pattern. So let us see how the thing is working. So now see the output. What you see in this particular output, you can find here that they are the value that has been taken. In this value what you have, that 10, then 9, then 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So this is what we find it, as we have started from 10, because our starting point is 10 and our ending point is what, 0. Okay, and how it is been deducted, what is the condition has been given, that minus 1 for each of the case. So for each of the case minus 1 means it will going to do the reverse printing of the particular work. So this is how you can see it, this is how you can find it, how those particular thing is been working, and how they are deriving the value, and how they are working on this particular value that has been implemented here. Okay, so one by one, for the for loop iterative purpose that we find it, the iterations has been done, and based on this iteration what happened, the value are been changing as the iteration is going on, the values are been changing. Okay, and it is been decreasing one by one. As soon as it is decreasing one by one, lastly it came to the 1, and when 1 minus 1 is 0, that means 0th position it will we know it that it will have a starting position and ending position. Before of the ending position it will going to stop. So as soon as it come to the 0, so it stopped, it run up to 0th position, but what it has done, it has extracted the value only before of the 0th position, that is up to the 1th position it has extracted the value. So this is what you can see, this is how you can see the number iterations in the for loop has been executed, for loop has been implemented. Okay, so this is how we can implement this particular for loop system. Now next, see the next program. So see the next program. In this particular program, what you can see, that what I have given here for x in Python. So I have taken one complete word. Okay, I have taken one complete word, and then I have said it print x. Now when it has been said, what you will going to find it, that it will start see what is the starting position. Starting position is 1, and what will be 0th position, and what is the ending position. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there are the 6 place it will going to do, and so 6 plus 1 means what, 7 place it will going to run the loop. So as the loop will going to run for the 7 times, what we will going to find it here, that in this particular area, in this particular part, what it will have, it will going to call the particular structure, and as it call the particular structure, this particular structures will going to implement in what, 1 value from each of the first it will take out p, then it will take out y, then it will take t, then it will take h, then it will take o, then it will take n. So Python, this way it will going to extract the values. As it will going to extract the value, each and every value what is there, each and every part of the value that it will going to have, that will going to have some emphasis on this particular structures, that will going to have some implementation of the particular structures. So as we find it, this is the implementation what is there, this is the emphasis that it will going to do. We are having the particular structures to be worked with. So as we are having the particular structures to be worked with, in this particular structures or in this particular part, what we do have, we are giving here only one particular word. So as we declare that word, that means what does that word will going to say, that word will going to say what is the range it will going to have, and based on this range how it will going to work. Okay, so how it will going to work, this is the particular structural phenomenon, this is the particular structural part that we can find. That means instead of saying the starting position, instead of saying the ending position, what we give that particular phase, and when we give that particular phase, so by default what the Python will going to do here, the Python will going to take out what is the starting position of it. Okay, and after it take out the starting position of it, then it will going to find out what is the ending position of it. Finding that ending position, 1 will be added with it by default. So as we find that 1 will be added with it by default, this is the default addition of the number that it will going to have. This is the default addition of the number it will going to have. That means that many times the loop will going to run. If it is 6, then it will run for the 7 times. If it is 8, then it will run for the 9 times. Okay, so this many number of times the loop will going to run, and running that particular loop, what it will going to do, it will going to extract the value. So let us see how the value is been extracted from here, and we are getting the answer. So what you can see from here, you can see here this the area what is there. In this particular area, what you will going to have, you will going to have a Python. That means one value has been extracted from here. As it extract one value each, what it will going to find it will going to find the output there. So first P will be extracted and P is printed, then Y is extracted, Y is printed, then T is extracted, T is printed, then H is extracted, H is printed, O is extracted, O is printed, and N is extracted, N is printed. So this is the thing what we can see, this is the thing what we can find, that as we are constructing this particular structure, as we are having this particular loop, in this loop what it will going to have, it will going to take the value, and taking that value, that particular value will going to be make as an output. Okay, so that particular value will going to make as an output. As we are making it as an output, we can find it that how the structures is been created here and how we can implement that particular structure. Okay, how we can implement that particular structure. So this is what we can see, this is the part that we can find, that as we are having those particular pattern, as we are having those particular structures, we can see here those the structures that we are having, those the part that we are having, we are constructing the different frame of the structures, and we are working with the different frame of the structures. Okay, so as we are constructing in the different frame of the structures, we are working on the different frame of the structure. So each and every frame that we are constructing here and we are making it here, we will going to make this particular thing to be worked with in our various forms or in a various ways. Okay, so this is the thing. Now let us see the next program what is there. So now see the next program. In this program, what you can see, one new thing I have added in this program, that is the for loop I have given. For loop I in a range 1 to 4, print I, that has been given. Then one else statement has been introduced here. Okay, execute because no break in for, that means there is no break in for. So therefore what we can find it, that there is no break statement, that particular else part has been used. So with and for also you are seeing here that we can use the else section. Okay, so with the for what is been used here, the else part is been used here with this particular for statement. Okay, with this for statement we are using the else, and using the else what we can find it, then we can execute it and we can find what will be the particular output. That means as it do this particular thing, then if it is required for us, that whenever we do a big program, that time if it is required to use the else statement, that particular else statement also we can implement it here. So as you see this pattern of program, you cannot say it that program is a wrong. Okay, so program is going it is a wrong program, or this is the wrong syntax has been written, all this thing is not to be said, because we have this condition that with the for we can use the else. Okay, so with this particular for statement, for I in range, what the range is 1 to 4. That means it will going to go from 1, it will start with 1 and it will end here in 4. Okay, it will end here in 4. So as it is ending here in 4, that we can find it that we will going to have those particular structures, and we will going to construct that particular structures. Clear, we are constructing that particular structure. So as we are constructing this particular structure, this particular formations or this particular line will going to have its own implementation. Okay, so as it is having the own implementation of it, that means the range that we will going to create, in this particular range what we will going to have, we are having the data and we are making the data to be executed. Okay, we are having the data to be executed. So as those data are being executed, so we have to check it out that how the data structures is been framed and how can we make out that particular output. So let us see what is the output for it. Now see the output what we are giving, having this output here. So what you can find in this output, first 1 has been taken, up to 4 it has done, that means it will run up to 4 but it will do up to 3. So 1 has been taken and 1 has been printed. After that it will go enter into the loop again, and entering into the loop, what it will going to do, it will extract the value 2. As it extract the value 2, again it will going to enter, then it will extract the value 3. So this way what we can find, that those the 3 values will going to be extracted from here. After it extracting that there is no other value to be extracted, so it will come out from the for, and it will come to the else section. In else section, what it the thing that has been given here, no break. So as it has given no break, so it has printed that particular thing here, that no break. Okay, so this is how you can see that with the for loop also you can use the else loop. You can implement the else loop, and those the implementation of the else loop that you will going to make it here, that we will going to implement here, will going to make the changes in the particular program. Okay, so let us see what is the next program is there for us. Now see this particular program. In this particular program, what we can find, that we want to display the first 10 multiples of 5. So how to do the 10 multiples of 5? That for I in range what, 5 comma 55. Okay, 5 comma 55, then what will be the difference between them? 5. So this is the thing has been given here. You can implement here any pattern of the table that you want to implement. Okay, print I. So the value of I is needed to be printed. So what it will going to do, see here, instead of multiplying what we are giving, we are giving the differences here, and you can arrange it, you can present it in a different pattern of arrangement way. But the thing that I need to show you, that for I in range what, 5 comma 55 comma 5, isn't it? That means it will start from 5, it will go up to 55, and from the 55 what we do have, we will going to have all these different pattern of structures, and when we are having those different pattern of structures, we can work on this particular pattern of the structures. Fine. So as we are working on this particular pattern of the structures, we find it that how the particular structure can be implemented, how we can implement the particular structures, and how we can make the particular structures to be workable. So as we are finding these particular structures, we need to workable, and we need to implement. Therefore what is there, there is a certain pattern of range that you have to declare. So what is the range that you are declaring here, that it will start from 5. Now where it will going to end, it will end up to 5. Okay, it will end up to 55. 55 means that 5 11 is 55. So 55, and then what we can find, the 5 is there. So as we find it, this particular structure that you are framing it here, we can make it here in this particular structure. What we will going to see, that how you can implement the data frame, and how we can make the data structures. Okay, so how you can make this particular structure. So this is the structures that you are making. That means from 5 we have started, it will go up to 55, and the difference between them will be 5 for each cases. So this is the thing what you can see, this is the part what we can find, that when we are implementing this particular loop, that means instead of multiplying and finding out, that we can do it with this way also. Okay, so as we can do it with this way, in this way what we are doing, we are finding out print the value of I. So print I, as it is printing the I, that means this the value of I will going to print, and we can find it out that what will be the implementation of the I that will going to have here. Okay, what will be the implementation of the I that will going to be there. So this is how we can find it, this is how we can make the particular structures. As we can make the particular structures, we do have the pattern. So as we find it, that this is the pattern that what we can implement here. Okay, implement here. So this is the particular thing that we can find it, that we are working it here. Okay, so let us see what is the output of it. So now you see in this particular area, what you can see here 5, then 10, then 15, 20, 25, 30. So this way what you can see, you can find it, this particular area has been constructed, and with the for loop iteration purpose, each time it will go inside the loop, it will extract the value, and there you will find that it will add 5 with it, it will go to the next value, isn't it? So this is the way what you can see it, that each of the particular time it will going to consecute that particular value, and consecuting that particular value it will going to work in this particular area. Okay, so this is the work that you can find, that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50. So this is how you can see it, how the structures has been constructed and how we can implement the structures. Okay, so this is what for today's, I am ending my today's session here. Thank you all.